Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I'm going to be reviewing a new film entitled Infected, which stars Michael Madsen and William Forsythe. I first saw this film at Walmart. I was just looking through some of their films, and I looked at the cover and I'm like, oh, that looks really retarded. But I happened to pick it up, and then I saw who was in it, and I was like, oh, it's kind of, wonder how this would be, because especially with William Forsythe, anything that man does, I typically like his films, his performances, and, even a film like this that has a really, really cheap looking cover, I'm still interested in checking it out. So I really contemplated picking it up, but I got to look around on Netflix and it was on there, so I went ahead and watched it. And, the movie is exactly what the title says. It's infected. It's infected people. It is not zombies. It's basically taking what we've seen a million times over with the 28 Days Later premise of infected people. William Forsythe plays Dr. Edward Dennehy. Him and his son are going away on a hunting trip to their friend Lewis Hartley's house out in the woods, which is played by Michael Madsen. And while they're there, there's somebody listening to the radio, and there's word about this Boy Scout, this outbreak of illness with these Boy Scouts through these tick bites, and it's some strange form of Lyme disease. And of course, where that's going to lead. Well, out hunting, stuff starts to happen, and a big, infected person outbreak takes over, and they're left to fight for themselves and try to save their lives. This film is anything but original. Like I said, it's just been done so many times, but it is kind of unique in a way. The way the zombies were in this. We've gotten so used to zombies nowadays once they become a zombie or an infected person having, crazy eyes and contacts in. Well, in this one, I don't know if it's just the budget or if they just decided to mix it up. Hopefully it's the latter. But they look regular. Their eyes look regular. It doesn't have the best makeup effects, but it's good enough. But the thing that I like the most about this is these infected people, they don't totally just go absolutely crazy. Like, they have their moments where they're crazy and they're biting people, but then their regular self comes back to them, and they're they're remorseful, and they talk. So they don't totally lose all control altogether. I thought that was pretty unique with this film, despite it being very unoriginal in every other way. William Forsythe, I thought he was really good in this. Of course he is, Michael Madsen was actually pretty good too. I'm not a big Michael Madsen fan, but he was the main character in this, and I really liked him as well. The score, there was some really cheap and cheesy, driving rock music that played during the infected people attacks. And it was really, really cheap, but it is what it is for a film that's super low budget. I like Christy Romano as Kelly in this. I thought she was good. I'm not sure what type of relation she was to anybody in this. But I thought she did pretty good. Let's see, is there anybody else? Nobody else really worth mentioning, I guess. But, like I said, not original at all, but I was still entertained by this film. I've looked at a few reviews on this, and that's kind of what held me back from picking it up, because it has really been shit upon. But after watching it, I don't know. I don't really agree with it, And maybe it's just for me having a soft spot for William Forsythe and for zombie movies, because as much as I want to say I'm sick and tired of zombie movies, and I just wish they'd go away for a while, I have one like this pop up that I enjoyed and I like. Now there is something I want to get into here that's going to be spoiler territory. So if you don't want to know the ending, or at least part of what happens at the ending, you might want to turn this off now. So at the end, this is my biggest problem with the film. Michael Madsen is like the lone survivor that's left with his son. and his son is for some reason not in the picture. I don't know what's going on. Michael Madsen says, you know, I need to go on and he's been bit. He's like, I need to go on and need to survive and help rebuild this world with my son. Now here's the problem. I don't know if they just ran out of money for Michael Madsen and couldn't continue on with him at the end or what. But right after that, it shows his son building things. They build this big vehicle that kind of remind me of like the vehicle in Land of the Dead, where it's all, you know, all reinforced and it's got weapons built into it. They got a chainsaw and a swivel base and all this stuff. But it's just his son building this with a voiceover, Michael Madsen, saying how we go out every day, we look for survivors, but it's only showing his son go out. We built this vehicle, you know, to help us survive, but it only shows his son building the vehicle. So I don't know if they ran out of money for Michael Madsen or what happened here. And not only that, but it shows them building this big kick-ass vehicle, and then it just fizzles out. They get in the vehicle, or his son gets in the vehicle, and it's still talking like Michael Madsen is alive. His son's in the vehicle, he's driving down the road. You think there's going to be this big outbreak of action right at the end, and all of a sudden they ride into this safe haven called Purgatory, where they're with the military, and it starts playing this optimistic music, and they're saying, you know, we may be overran with the infected, but we're going to find a way to survive, or something like that. And it just completely fizzles out at the end. It just makes no sense how Michael Madsen's nowhere to be seen for the last 5-10 minutes. And they build this big-ass vehicle and just totally don't even use it. It's like, what is the fucking point, man? I mean, I was really ready to start putting this film over until it got to the end. The last 10 minutes just destroyed the film for me. And I'm going to have to only give it a 4 out of 10 for this. You know, and it would have been a lot higher than that. Like I said, I really would have pumped this film up and tried to push it more if it wasn't for this just piss poor ending. Oh, man, it sucks. It's a very frustrating film. So, yeah, guys, that is Infected. You can check it out now on Netflix if you have it. Walmart has it for $10, so, you know, check it out, guys, if you're interested. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a good one. Later.